I think with your speaking and giving your speeches, it's okay to be nervous. It's not gonna just go away. It's okay to be like, it's okay that I'm nervous. I can do this, and give yourself a pep talk and just go for it, right? Oh, is it working?
Yes.
Good. Okay. But let's talk about like being nervous about like saying stuff to people like in conversations and stuff.
I'm like, when I know the people, it's not that hard. It's like the hard part is to get to know each other, like to new people.
So what happened?
I'm like really shy and I don't really know what to say. I'm like, hey, I'm Leah. Like in the class I'm right now, I've been there since August now, and it was really hard to find new friends. But in this class I'm right now, it's like not that hard like in all the other classes I was in, like even for like presentations. Because in the class I am right now, they're like the people, like I'm friends with almost everyone, or we like get along with each other. The hard part was like in all the other schools I was in, because of bullying. That's really hard then to speak in front of other people. And yeah.
School is just weird. I mean, we were homeschooled for a reason as far as like high school and all that goes, because my mom like did experience a lot of bullying and she didn't want us to experience that. She wanted us to be able to like become more confident and not have to deal with that, because kids can just be so weird when they're all grouped together all day in these grades. I don't know why, but it can bring out the weird, mean sides of people, and I don't know why, but it's just not fair that you grow up in that, and then you'll start believing all these things that people said, the people that you don't even like, and you'll believe it for a while. That is not fair. Like, people don't get to choose what you think about yourself. Like, do you think you should go up to someone and tell them exactly what they should think about themselves?
No.
You're not going to go up and be like, you know what? You should hate your hair, and you should also hate the fact that you're short, and you should hate your personality. You're not going to do that. And even if you did say that, someone doesn't have to believe you. They don't have to be like, okay, I believe you, right? So, what are some of the things about yourself, or some of the things that you start to believe from people that you want to, like, change and leave behind?
Like, most of the things that people say to me are like, ugly or something like that. And I start to
Do people still say that?
No.
That was a past school thing?
Yes.
They literally just say it to your face?
I heard, but most of the times they said that behind my back.
What do they know? Are they like the ultimate judge? Like, they have the best taste? Do you think they have the perfect taste in life and they know exactly the truth about everything?
No.
No. They are not. They don't get to choose what you think about yourself, and they don't get to just label you as whatever they want, and then you're just going to go along with it and just believe, oh, I'm ugly because you said so. No. People tell me I'm ugly all the time. Yesterday, someone told me I was fat on my live stream. Do I have to believe them?
No.
But they said it. And I could be like, oh, no, I'm fat. Like, obviously, that could, like, hurt me a lot. But I'm like, no, I'm not believing that. Or they tell me I'm ugly, whatever it is, for whatever reason. People tell me that. I've heard that a lot on the internet. A lot of people told me that I'm ugly. And this happened to all my sisters. They've all been told they're ugly. I think almost all of them have been told they're fat, too. Except for Danny, probably. But, well, maybe she has, too. But that's, I don't know. People think it's just crazy when someone you don't even like tells you something, and then you're like, oh, I'm just going to believe it. And then you would go your whole life, you look back, think about you're on your deathbed, and you had your looks that you were given, and you chose not to embrace them and love them. wouldn't you wish? I wish I could go back and embrace everything, whether or not it was, quote, perfect or not, and choose to love it throughout my life. How different would someone's life be, right? Like, you're allowed to embrace, to be like, I love my hair, I love my eyes, I love my nose, I love my face shape, I love my lips, I love my eyebrows. You're allowed to do that and choose that. You can choose that. No one gets to make the rules for your life. Like, you get to make the rules, right? So you get to choose what you think is pretty. It's crazy because trends are so different with beauty. Like, in certain places in the world, like, being a larger woman is more beautiful. In certain places, being like the thinnest woman ever is more beautiful. In certain times of the world, different things are more like trendy, and different things are more accepted. But it changes with time. Like, when I was a teenager, right now, it's a little more about, like, curves of a woman. When I was a teenager, like a young teenager, like really young, it was all about being, like, really, 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 really skinny. That's what all the models were. They were, like, even skinnier than what you're seeing now. They were, like, everyone that didn't have any curves. There was no curves on them. And that was the thing. You didn't want to have any curves. It was, like, a straight stick body. And I kind of fit into that when I was a young teenager. But as I got a little older, then it started... In reaction to that, they started saying, real women have curves. And I was like, I don't think I'm that curvy. Am I not a real woman? I was a very, very thin teenager, and I was like, I'm not a real woman. What the heck? And they were, like, changing all these things. Then it's like, oh, you have to have a giant butt. Like, that's the huge thing everyone wants. And that wasn't what it was like 10 years ago. Everyone was like, does this make my butt look big? Like, that was a comment. That was a popular comment in, like, shows. Like, people didn't want their butt to look big. Now it's, like, the opposite. It changes every so often. And someone can tell me, like, you're ugly. And I can be like, okay, whatever. You think that, whether or not, don't really care. I care what people, like, around me think. And no one around me thinks I'm ugly. People that you love in your life, they're not going to be like, you're ugly. I mean, if they do, then they're not really a safe person that you can trust, right? The people that are, like, your close friends and just people that are close to you in your life are not trustworthy people, are not going to be ones who are going to go around telling you're ugly. So it's really, I mean, that makes me so mad. Like, people can just tell you something and then you just, like, accept it and then you live your life with a whole belief that a random person you don't even talk to and you never even liked gave you. They, like, gave you this thing that you're just going to carry with you forever. Isn't that a little bit crazy? Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's definitely not easy to let go of. I'm not saying that. But it sounds crazy to take it with you forever, right? And other things like, I'm bad at this, I'm bad at that. I'm not this, I'm not that. Like, oh, I'm not really good at that. Like, things like, are there any things like that you believe? Like, I'm bad at this or I'm bad at that, I'm not good at this, I'm not good at that, or I'm this, I'm that. Any beliefs that you're like, I want to let go of that too?
No, I'm really happy with myself.
Good!
Like, especially, like, since, like, 1.5 years, I met amazing friends. Like, they're...
Great.
Yeah, they, like, just, like, talk to me like you do. So that's really good. And I'm really happy to have them in my life because...
That's so good.
Before, I never really had a best friend or real friends. Like, just... Yeah. I was in this one school.
That's huge. You realize how huge that is? Having a group of supportive friends, like, that's not just a common thing that everyone has. A lot of people have a friend group who's not even supportive, or they don't even have a friend group, or they maybe have a friend that they're not, like, they don't hang out that much. Just having, if you have two super close friends you can tell things to support you, that's a huge deal. Like, that's good. Like, good job. And you can tell, like, talking to you, I can see that. Like, there is, like, a good positive vibe to you, then I can tell you have, like, a positive thing in your life. You definitely are just like, you can see that. Mm-hmm. So that's really good. So you can see that the people who have really gotten to know you, they think you're awesome.
Yes.
So other people out there, when you just met them, you're like, I'm kind of scared. Because honestly, not everyone's going to think you're awesome, right? Plenty of people do not like me. And I've realized that, okay, there's certain kind of people that don't like me. I don't want to talk to them. I'm not going to talk to them. That's just going to happen. And there's going to be people who just don't like your personality. They're not going to like how you want to help other people. They're going to be like, that's annoying. That seems like fake. That's what people could say. People who are not your type of friend. And they could be like, she just wants to like help other people. That's weird, whatever. I don't know who would do that, but people are like that. They don't like positive energy. Certain people do not like positive energy. They're just going to be a negative person. They only want to be around people who are complaining and negative. So if you're not complaining about everyone and you're around someone who really wants to complain, they're not going to like you very much. But your goal is not for everyone to like you, right? Mm-hmm. What is your goal when meeting people?
So like just to have like people I can talk to, like when I'm feeling down.
So why not just be you? When you meet someone, don't like filter or be like, I don't want to say the wrong thing. There's no like wrong thing. Like just be like, I'm going to be myself. And if this person shows me they don't like my personality, that's not the kind of friend I'm looking for. I'm looking for someone who likes this kind of personality, because there's plenty of people who like this kind of personality. Like, I'm very much aware right now that there's certain types, so I can see them pretty easily. Someone who's very, like, threatened and can be, like, think that I'm a competition for them, that is not someone I'll be friends with. I'm just not going to be friends with them. They see me as competition, and they don't want to be friends. Someone who wants to, like, open up and, like, wants to talk about the kind of things that I'm talking about, they think they're interesting, the things that I like to talk about. They like the same things. Oh, great. We can talk. But if they're not like that, like there's certain people who don't like psychology. I love psychology. I'll talk to them about stuff, and then they'll be like, oh, I don't really believe in that. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's like one of the main things I talk about, so you're probably going to hate everything I talk about. So we're probably not going to get along. And if they end up hating everything I talk about, I don't take it personally. Because I'm like, I like the things I'm talking about. I've found friends who like the stuff, and I know that I have good personality. Good, everyone has a good personality. I like my personality, right? Everyone has one. So I think when you're meeting someone, when you're just like shyer, I totally get it, totally understand. It's definitely kind of scary, but it's really like freeing to just be like, I'm just going to be myself and just say what I want to say. Even if I'm a little nervous, I'm still just going to say things. And if someone's kind of offended by that, then I'll be like, oh, okay, that's not the right person. I mean, what? I don't really see you going around like offending everyone. I don't really see that happening. Right? Hmm. You're not really like saying all this stuff that's getting everyone really mad?
No.
So what is the big fear when you meet someone, when you don't want to say everything you're saying, you're like, I don't want to say something wrong. What kind of things are wrong that you could say?
But I don't really like say like think like, oh, I don't like what you're wearing or something. I just, when I have like something like that I don't really like, I don't say it. I just keep it to myself.
Like what?
Oh, I would, but this never really happened.
So, is there anything you could say that would, like, be so wrong, saying the wrong thing? Okay, let's say you meet me, right? I just met you, and I'm like, hey, what's your name, blah, blah. And then I'm like, so, what do you think of Taylor Swift? And what would you say to that? Just answer what you think.
Okay, this is your music taste then? And, like, we're all different, so...
So say what you think of Taylor Swift.
I like Taylor Swift too, like...
Okay, well, what if I'm like, I do not like her at all. I cannot believe you like her. Then you're like, oh, okay. Like, is that the end of the world? Or are you like, oh, okay, why don't you like her? And I'm like, oh, I just think her music is horrible. And then you're like, oh, what about Demi Lovato? And I'm like, oh, I really like Demi Lovato. And then you would say...
I would just, like, say my opinion. I mean, you said your opinion, and we're all different. We all have like different opinions.
Exactly. That's not like a deal breaker. Like there's this guy who's obsessed with the Beatles, and I was like, I don't like the Beatles. He's like, what? How do you not like the Beatles? I was like, well, it's not like I hate them. I'm just not like the biggest fan. And he's like, I can't believe this. How do you not like them? He was freaking out. I was like, just don't like them. But what if it's a more passionate thing? So what if someone is talking about some political thing where you live? I don't really know the politics, but what if they're like, I hate something, and you love that whatever it is.
And you said, I would just accept their opinions.
You're like, oh, okay, well, you have your reasons, I have my reasons. Okay, so you're not in trouble here. Like anything you say, I don't think you can say the wrong thing.
No, like people always say when we like try to get to know each other, and they ask me like what kind of music I listen to, and then I say similarly, and then they're like, oh, I knew them, but I don't like them. It's like, okay, you don't like them, that's okay. Yeah.
So you're not like, oh no, I said the wrong thing.
No.
Okay, so I don't see where the big fear is there, right?
No. Like some things that I'm like, oh, I don't want to say this, or like that I just don't like. When it comes to music, I just say it.
So what kind of things would you not want to say?
I don't know.
Is there anything that's like, ooh, that's off limits?
No.
It sounds like there's a big fear here, but when you actually break down the fear, it's actually not as bad as you're thinking it is.
Right now I don't know what I wouldn't say.
Because maybe in the past, like in high school, maybe it really was like this. Like, if you said the wrong things, people were so mean about things, but you're not there anymore, right?
Yes.
So maybe you had that back when you were younger, but you're at a different place now where you're like, I'm more confident and I'm more brave, and I'm an adult now, and I have my own life, and I'm not stuck in that anymore. I'm not stuck with the same people forever. Like, your classes are changing up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's different now. So maybe everything changed, but your mindset has to adapt to the new situation you're in now and realize, oh, this is not as dangerous or as scary as I thought.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that's what it is. Like, sometimes we have this huge fear and we have this huge problem, and until we think about it and realize, like, oh, like, all it comes to is so weird, but so many problems in life, all it comes down to is thinking about it and thinking through it and getting to a place where you realize something, and then you're like, whoa, and it changes. But why does that not happen very often? Because we don't spend that much time thinking through things. We are distracted by things all day. If you sit down, you think about it, and you think through it, it can really, like, change your perspective on things. And you believe that you have a lot to offer in a friendship, right? Like, you're like, I like my personality, I have a lot to offer someone.
Yeah, so as I grow, it's like getting better. Like, so now that I met like new people, that I can like trust a lot of things. It's like getting better.
Good. That's really good. So you're like realizing that's really good. And then you realize, like, with your career that you're heading towards, you have a lot to offer, because that's really going to, like, shape children and, like, change their lives, right? Because, you know, you've had teachers who have been, like, really negative in your life or really positive in your life, or who made no difference, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, one of my teachers when I was 16, I went to college, he was my English teacher, he, like, changed my life. Like, teachers can change your life. You're around them for hours of a day. So you going into this is like something that is really like going to be life-changing for some kids, and you'll end up being like a positive light in their lives if you choose to be like that. So it sounds like you have like a really like exciting future ahead of you of something that you're passionate about that's going to make a difference. And that's really great, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And you have that to talk about. Like, you know what you're passionate about, and you have other things you're passionate about, and you can talk to people about those things. So it sounds like you're actually farther ahead than you think you are, and you shouldn't be so scared of saying the wrong thing, because there isn't a wrong thing. There's no wrong thing. When you're talking to me right now, there's no wrong thing. Right?
Yeah.
There's nothing you can say that's wrong. Like, I mean, you could say something that would, like, offend someone. I mean, what's your biggest fear? Is it offending a person, or what is it?
Like, I don't really want to, like, when I say something to a person, like, what I'm afraid of, like, I say maybe the wrong thing, and then they think wrong of me.
So, what would they think of you that would be, like, something you really don't want them to think? What would be the worst thing that someone could think about you?
Like, just how I look or something like that.
But not everyone's gonna like how you look, right?
Yes.
Not everyone likes how I look. It's just not gonna happen. And you aren't, like, dying over how everyone else looks either, right? You're not running around being like, I love how all of you look, right? And you're not running around like, wow, everyone around me has the best personality I've ever seen, right?
No, I don't do that.
There's probably a lot of people who are like, that person's really negative to be around. I don't enjoy being around them, right? So when you talk to someone, you say, like, quote, the wrong thing or whatever, some people are going to believe things about you that are not true, and you can't change it. Sometimes you can change it, sometimes you can't, because you don't even know they're thinking it. There's plenty of people who have the wrong idea about me, and they believe something about me that's not even true of who I am, and I can't do anything to change it because I don't know who they are, I don't know what they're thinking, and they haven't told me. So they're going to go their entire lives thinking something about me that's not true. And I accepted that. So that's something for you that you'll have to come to terms with and, like, be at peace with. Like, okay, some people, they're not going to see me the way I want them to see me. That's okay, because I'm going to find the friends. Got to have some faith in everything. Like, I'm going to find some friends who appreciate me and who I can trust. I'm going to find that, and you already have that. I have that, and I'm going to find more. And as I talk to people, and you know what? As you become more confident in yourself, the more you do that, the more you talk to people, the more people are going to be able to see your awesome personality in the beginning. They're not going to have to get to know you for a long time before you open up, but sometimes they're going to, and that's not a bad thing. It's kind of a scary thing if you just open up to everyone right away. That can be kind of a dangerous thing. You want to take your time because you want to see if these people are actually someone you want to get to know, right? You don't automatically know that everyone is great you're talking to. Like, it's not like you meet someone and suddenly I have to win them over. I have to make them like me. No. I need to see if this is a person I even want to be friends with. I don't know if I want to be friends with them. So let me just see if I even want to be friends with them as I slowly get to know them. That's where you should be, right? You don't want to be in a position where you're trying to win people over the time when they haven't even won you over. That is a really common thing. This happens to people in, like, romantic situations and friend situations. They go through their life trying to win everyone over automatically, and they don't even know if they like the person they're trying to win over romantically or friendship-wise. They don't even know because they haven't even truly gotten to know them, just like the person hasn't truly got to know them. And they've already decided, I have to win you over. No, they have to win you over too. You don't just automatically like everyone. They don't just automatically get your friendship. You don't just give that away to everyone. If someone's not trustworthy or someone's being rude to you, you're not going to give them your friendship. They don't earn your friendship by being rude to you, right? So you want to get in a place where you're like, okay, you're in a better place where you're like, you have to earn my friendship just as much as I have to earn yours. I'm not going to be around here trying to beg you to like me because I don't even know if I like you yet. Do you think you were in that mindset, or you were in the one of trying to win over too much?
Like, if I see that it's not working, I'm not really friends with them. Like, I talk to them, but I wouldn't say like we're like friends. Like, people I just talk to.
And how do you feel about it? Do you take it as a negative thing for you, or are you able to just brush it off?
I don't really see it as a negative thing.
Good. The things you're saying are like really good positive mindset stuff. Were you always in this positive mindset, or did you really work to get here?
I work to get there.
What kind of things did you do to work to get there?
Like, it's like, not really only myself, like, it's all the people that I met, and then I learned through them. Like, I had people that were negative, and then I just left them behind and met new people, and now I'm here.
What inspires you to leave all the negativity behind?
It actually was like when I left school. Like I changed schools. Like, I've been in one class for 6 years, full of bullying, and then and then it's been 2.5 years now, and I have never talked to anyone since then. And then I met new people and left them behind as well. And now, since like 1.5 years, I've met people and I'm really close to them. So I was left like the negativity behind.
That's so good. So you must feel good about being in a better place now.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you're still going to have struggles, but it's so nice that you have a lot of ups instead of just a bunch of downs, right?
Yes.
That's really, really nice. It's great that you got into a better place now. It sounds like you have like a really good life ahead of you. Like, you have a great future you're excited about, that you're passionate about, and you have this group of friends, and you're slowly building up your confidence even more, and you'll build it up with your speaking. You'll get better at it, and you'll probably never fully not be nervous, because I'm still nervous when I talk sometimes. And I speak in front of a lot of audiences, and I still get nervous, but I just kind of think of it more as excited, because it is exciting. It's cool to be in front of people and share stuff. Even if I'm scared, I'm like, I like doing this. Like, I'm showing up and I'm being like seen, and it's something that is like growing my courage when I do that. So, same thing for you. Like, you're growing your courage when you do that, and it's really brave to go up in front of people and to choose, like, I'm going to do this, because you don't have to do that. You could be like, I give up, I'm never doing anything again. You could do that.
No.
People give up all the time, but you're not giving up.
No. Like, I'm trying every time again.
That is so great. And then with your friends, too, you're putting yourself out there. Some people don't do that. They're like, I'm not going to have friends, I'm not going to open up to anyone, it's too scary, it's too hard, I'm not going to do it. But you didn't do that. You're like, I'm going to open up to people, I'm going to have friends, I want to do this. Even after, think about how crazy that is, even after you went through so much pain and so much negativity, you easily could have been like, okay, done, I already tried this whole friend thing, never doing that again, people are rude, never talking to people again, I'm just never going to open up. And you could have totally closed off, just been like, I'm just going to focus on like work, and I'm never going to focus on people, I'm just never going to open up my heart again. It's actually a really big deal that you chose to open up your heart to people, and you decide to trust people and let them in and let them build you up and build other people up in return. Like, that is such a big deal that you chose that instead of running away. That's such a big deal. So good job. It sounds like you're definitely on a positive path forward, and even though you can feel like kind of shy and kind of scared of speaking and of meeting new people, it sounds like that's really more in the past. Like, that's the old you that's not, we we love the old you. Like, she was a great girl who tried really hard, right? She wanted to be nice. She was never trying to be rude. But people were rude, and she had a bad view of herself. So we give her a hug. But the new you, currently, is not so scared of all that stuff because she knows she has a lot to offer. And she's not scared of saying the wrong thing and people hating her and all that stuff because she already has people who love her. And she knows people aren't really most likely going to hate her so much because it's not in that horrible situation anymore, even though you're still going to come up against people who are just ridiculous. That's just always going to happen because there's just always going to be ridiculous people. Well, it looks like we're just about out of time. I added more time because of the issues, so I think it added up to the total time now. But it was great talking to you. If you want to do any more future sessions, we could totally work through specific problems, make plans, blah, 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 talk about stuff, any other random stuff. But it was great talking to you and great to feel your positive energy. And I feel like you're really headed in a good direction.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
No problem. I will talk to you later.
Yes.
Bye.